Welcome. I'm Lee Burkeen, your host, Louisiana Football TV Magazine. Excited. Just came back from 3 days in New Orleans doing the high school championships with Cox Sports. It was fun. We've got our show tonight. Ja'Marr Chase is joining us, one of the top wide receivers, I think, in the country, not just Louisiana, from Archbishop Rommel High School in New Orleans. A great receiver, tough kid, has all the talent, focused, serious in a good way for the game, and very mature. And we've got Larry Edmondson, former coach at LSU and Rice, spent a long time at Rice University. He's at one of the top high schools in Texas, and much, much more. We'll be right back after this.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too.
But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter.
That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
Relief Window, experience Relief Window, quality.
At Relief Windows, we believe in precision. That's why we measure twice and manufacture once.
It's crucial any install we do is done the Relief Windows way. We measure twice and manufacture once.
Relief Windows.
So you got hurt. Well, guess what? It's not the end of your season. It's the beginning of recovery season. At the Bone and Joint Clinic, where you're surrounded by the doctors, staff, and services you need to get back. All the way back. The Bone and Joint Clinic. Treated by experts. Treated like family.
Hi, I'm Lee Burkeen. I want to go ahead and thank the Jambalaya Shop. We're going to chew on a lot of food when the show's over. We got pastelada tonight. Be sure to support Chet Fontenot and his family. It's family-owned, home cooking. At the foods, they've got 2 locations on Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, and also on Perkins Road. Go to each location. If you tailgate and you're coming through from New Orleans or Shreveport or wherever you watch the show, trust me, it's really good. Ja'Marr and them will love the food after the show's over, and all our guests. I want to go ahead, and before I introduce our first guest, I'm honored to have him on. I met Coach Larry Edmondson years ago when Curly Hallman was at LSU, and actually have a mutual friend that put us together from LSU. But Larry coached several years at Rice University, did a great job at Rice with Coach Bailiff, and right now he's at a high school in Houston. We're going to talk about that. But Coach Edmondson, thanks for taking the time to join us tonight.
Oh, thanks for calling. It's good to hear from some of you guys over in Louisiana.
Let me go backwards because I know your resume is very long, Coach. You've been at some impressive places, but currently you're at Martin Ranch High School in Katy, Texas.
Yes, I am. We just all sit here in this district and watch and see what Katy High School does.
And you know, that's the school of Danielle Hunter, correct, Coach, with the Vikings?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
It's the same school Danielle Hunter went to with the Vikings and LSU, Danielle?
Yes, he's from Martin Ranch. You're exactly right.
Prior to that, we're going backwards. Spent many years at Rice University. You did a great job at Rice, and I'm going to go ahead because I know we don't have a lot of time, but you've at several SEC schools over the years. I've got a picture up right now, Coach, of you at Rice. And I met you way back with Coach Dickey when I got into business with Curly Hallman at LSU. You were at LSU back in the day in Baton Rouge, living in Baton Rouge for a few years.
Yes, we loved it. We were there 90 through 94, and then actually after a stint at Auburn years later, remember Jerry Baldwin that was on our staff there at LSU. He became the head coach at ULL, and I was at ULL for 3 years too.
And a lot of people don't remember this that even follow the LSU Tigers, but you were a tight end at Texas A&M, and a pretty good one, and your roommate was Gary Kubiak, who was the head coach of the Denver Broncos. Is still a good friend probably to this day. And Coach, I got to throw this out. I thought Gary Kubiak was a guy that I thought Texas A&M would hire in the end, but I know it didn't happen this go-around.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys that I played with and guys that played a little bit before us that kind of were hoping that would happen a little bit, but you know, everything in this profession is about timing. Right. Everything is timing. Right. And sometimes there was a lot of us that thought maybe when he was a coordinator at Denver, when he was being interviewed by pro teams before he got his first head job, that maybe they would try to snag him up then also.
I thought he was a great quarterback. I actually remember when he was playing at A&M, and I didn't look it up on Google or anything, Coach, but was Billy Cannon Jr. on that team?
He was. He sure was. In fact, Billy Cannon Jr. was lockered right next to me in our locker room right there. He was a heck of an athlete. That guy went from playing receiver as a true freshman to playing safety his sophomore and junior, and then his senior year he moved outside linebacker and actually led the Southwest Conference in punt return yardage as an outside linebacker.
What was amazing, I remember he was, 6'5", 240 doing that?
Unbelievable athlete. Heck of a baseball player, too.
First-round pick of the Dallas Cowboys,
yes.
And unfortunate injury cut his career short real fast, unfortunately. But want to go ahead and talk a little more. You were at Southern Miss. We're at Curly Holman, and let's revisit those days. Speaking of just your memory bank, a lot of those guys are still coaching, Coach, that you were with at Southern Miss. A lot of those assistants with Curly Holman.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Curly took about half of them with us to LSU, and then a couple of guys stayed there because Jeff Bauer came back, who had been on the staff previously, and stayed there with Jeff. So it all worked out pretty good, and then everybody kind of made the circles. And Rodney Alice and I, who was on that staff, we kind of rejoined each other at Auburn. So, yeah, there was a lot of good coaches on that staff.
Coach, you know it's that time of year. You've been through it many times. Your time at Auburn, all over the country, all the jobs in this profession. You know, it's that time of year where coaches either get fired, hired, or move up. And ULL, you were at ULL in 2001. What do you think of the coaching job being open at ULL and what it's like now, their facilities now, than when you were there in 2001?
Yeah, I tell you what, I came through there about 3 or 4 years ago. When I was here at Rice, we were recruiting a young man from Parkview Baptist, and I stopped in there because our weight coach at Rice, one of our assistants, had gotten a head weight job there, and I could not believe what they had done with the facilities there. And, you know, with Lafayette being such a nice town to live in, that's one of the favorite towns my wife and I have ever lived in. I would think they've done good. I think they can even do better.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. You know, Hudspeth's already taken a job as assistant coach at Mississippi State, and I'm sure he'll be back in Louisiana recruiting, probably Texas,
sure.
Probably your high school too. And when we come back, I want to take a break, Coach. When we come back, I want to talk about your days at Rice and also currently give your school some recognition there in Morton Ranch in Katy when we come back.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Hold on. We'll come right back to Coach. Later in the show, Jamore Chase, Archbishop Rummel. We've got the head coach, Richardson, from Welsh High School, state champions, and also Tell It Like It Is recruiting segment later in the show. We'll be right back.
This is Brandon Holly, 6'2", former college football player. How many swings will it take him to break through this storm force impact window from Relief Windows? Visit us today or call 288-8138.
Louisiana Office Solutions Company is the complete answer for all your office products and janitorial supply needs. From supplies for school or your home office, to styrofoam cups for your restaurant, to pallets of paper and cleaning supplies for your business. Choose from a large selection of furniture from chairs to desks for office or home, traditional and contemporary styles, or work with our design team to create a complete furniture layout for your building. So call or come by Louisiana Office Solutions Company on Florida at Lobdell, where everyone is welcome.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up!
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent David Bryan in Walker today.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too.
But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter.
That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com.
Still swinging? Get your Storm Force impact windows from Relief Windows today. Visit our showroom or call 288-8138, 288-8138.
Go back to Coach Larry Edmondson, who's currently the head coach at Morton Ranch High School in Houston, Texas, and great, stellar career coach and many years coach. And I need to throw this name out. Larry, a good mutual friend of ours, Nolan Daigle.
Yeah.
A great friend of mine that lives in Houston, and I still think he watches your teams play on Friday nights. Doesn't he come out sometimes?
Yeah, he came to about 5 or 6 games. He's always been so great. He's always tried to find a way to, and I know he loves high school football,
Yeah.
so it's not just me. He's always, everywhere I've ever been, he's always tried to find a way to get to at least a couple, 2 or 3 games. He did the same thing when I was at Rice. He probably came to, if LSU wasn't playing at home, he tried to get over here.
Yeah, he loves recruiting. He'll call me once a week about recruits out of Houston, Texas. And Coach, what was your experience like at Rice? It's a great place, not far from where you are now, coaching high school football. You were there for a long time, 2008 to 16, which in coaching terms, that's a long time to be at a college.
It is. I enjoyed the heck out of it. The head football coach there, David Bailiff, was a great guy. It was kind of tough when we first got in there. You know, Rice is one of the universities that still we got no exceptions. I mean, we had a rough standard to get young men in there, and they wouldn't give us any breaks. But that's, you know, that going into it.
Yeah.
It meant that you got some high-quality young men. But we had a pretty good 4 years there where we won the conference one year and tied for it another and played in some bowls, and then it kind of caught up with us some of it. We just had a few bad breaks like everybody does, like you were saying earlier. And, you know, every year is so different. You know, you get a couple of guys hurt that are important, or a couple of guys don't perform like you think they're going to, and you look up and you've gone 5-7 or 4-8 or something like that. So, but it was a fun time. David is a great, great man.
Coach, are you glad to be out of college coaching with this new early signing day?
You know what's funny about that? I have talked to 2 or 3 good friends of mine, and one of them's at TCU. I was talking to him today, and of course they're practicing for the bowl, and he goes, "This is crazy." He goes, "We got practice for the bowl. We got to go out and recruit. We can't lose it." He was saying to me, he says, "I don't even know if this thing's going to work." I mean, he just said if you're going to a bowl and practicing, he said it's just chaotic.
And then you can't expand your staff because everything's NCAA regulated. So your staffers in the building can't go recruit. And,
yeah, he said it's a nightmare. He just said it was kind of a nightmare. Now, he said maybe if somebody's not having to practice for bowl games, a little bit different, because right now it's a nightmare. There's just not enough time in the day. And I've had several of these guys that have come by our school to look at prospects have kind of said the same. You know, just like anything, it's got some things everybody likes and some things they don't. You know, some of these schools that are changing head coaches, they're kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit.
Right. And with high school football, I'll cover Louisiana high school football, but what's it like coaching in Houston, Texas? I mean, resources are great, numbers are great, enrollment's big in Houston, especially Katy area. There's a lot of big schools. What's Texas football like compared to all the places you've been, Coach?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is they do provide good resources in most places in Texas, just like any other place in the South. I think that's about it. I mean, and I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you guys, but I've always thought that Louisiana has always had great high school players. I will say this. A lot of times some of the schools don't have the resources that some of these schools over here do have. But I've always amazed at those guys down in Louisiana, guys that I was good friends with when I recruited down there years in the south part of Louisiana, how those guys just had a passion. Those coaches had a passion for what they did. I mean, they didn't make a lot of money, as you well know.
Right,
but they had a passion for coaching, I can tell you that. But I think that's probably just about it. You got more schools, and then you probably got better resources, really. Then that's about it. As far as the quality of the player, it's about the same.
Coach, I want to give you your time. You got any kids this year that are seniors at your current school that you want to mention on the show to Louisiana coaches, college coaches here, small colleges, or anybody that you'd like to promote?
Well, actually, our senior class, we've only got like a receiver and a punter-kicker guy that probably are going to be not BCS-type players.
Right.
But we do have some. We've got a defensive tackle that's probably a Power 5, and he's only a sophomore. He was a sophomore this year. Our young classes are pretty good. Our senior class, we had some good senior high school football players, but I wouldn't say they were D1 college players. And then our junior class is really kind of weak. But our sophomore class is really pretty good. There's probably as many as 3 kids that would be recruited pretty highly. But they still got a couple of years left.
What I have to ask, I ask Nolan Daigle this all the time, our friend, and I said, Nolan, why did Rice have so many tight ends in the NFL?
How it's kind of funny like that. You get what ends up happening is, like I know for myself, because my time there, I actually signed 3 tight ends, okay, that one of them is actually, his family's from Louisiana, and they moved over here, and they've since moved to Louisiana to Lafayette, a kid named Connor Sella, who was up for the Mackey Award a couple of years ago. But what happens is you get a couple of tight ends, like we had the James Casey kid that played for the Texans, and you look up, and we had the Vance McDonald kid that played for the 49ers, then we had the Luke Wilson kid that played for Seattle. Well, what happens is you go out and recruit kids, and you mention those guys, and what happens is you get good tight ends because if you get it going, you tend to, just like, take, for example, LSU, they're kind of known for defensive linemen, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's been so many good ones that the legacy just kind of lives on. So I think what happens is you get better tight ends to recruit because you throw those guys' names around. You just say, hey, you can be the next Vance McDonald or what, and kids will listen to that.
I got to mention this, and I think it's great for the viewers. We've got about a minute left, but Kevin Falk was being recruited when you were at LSU. Do you look back and say, wow, what he's accomplished and what a great guy he is? He's now a coach at Karen Crow High School, but
yes.
What do you remember about Kevin back when he was a teenager?
Kevin may be one of my favorite guys I've ever recruited in 32 years of coaching. I mean, we started recruiting him when he was a freshman. And all those coaches over at Karen Crow, Mac Baruch, Tony Corville. In fact, Tony Corville's coming over here to visit with Katy High School about their defense.
Okay.
They're going to a 3-4. I still talk to Tony quite a bit, but Kevin was just what you said. He was a very humble kid, and he came to our camps every year, freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. And the only thing I hated was we got let go then, and I wanted to kind of finish it up, but I will say this, when Coach DiNardo came in, Joe Dean kind of asked a few of us to stay on the road so we didn't lose guys. So I was able to go into Kevin's home after we got let go and kind of visit with him and kind of tell him that everything there would be all right, and, it's what he needed to do. and he actually listened and was that's just the kind of kid he was. He's one of my favorite kids I've ever recruited.
And Coach, that's very rare what you did. You don't see that anymore hardly in college.
Well,
Coach.
you know, I'm gonna tell you what, Joe Dean was good to me, very good to me. That school was good to us. You know, we had our chances. We just didn't get it done. We tried, but we didn't get it done. I thought they gave us plenty of time. You know, they gave us 4 years, and we had signed some good kids. We just hadn't got over the hump yet. But, you know, it's all about the kids. And Kevin was kind of, one of the reasons I did it is because he was kind of perplexed about what to do.
Right.
And I know those guys over at Karen Crow, those coaches, they wanted him to go to LSU too. So it all worked out good, but it was all a tribute to the type of kid he was.
Coach,
he was a good kid.
Look, good luck to you. You've had an unbelievable career as a coach, and glad you're still in the business. And I know you've done great things when you were a wide receivers coach all those years, now the head coach in Houston, Texas at one of the great high schools. And thank you for taking the time to join us tonight.
Well, thank you guys for calling. I appreciate it. It's good to hear from you guys.
Larry Edmondson, what a name from the past, Southern Miss. Little trivia, he was on the staff when Brett Favre was the quarterback at Southern Miss. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
Louisiana Office Solutions Company is the complete answer for all your office products and janitorial supply needs. From supplies for school or your home office, to styrofoam cups for your restaurant, to pallets of paper and cleaning supplies for your business. Choose from a large selection of furniture from chairs to desks for office or home, traditional and contemporary styles, or work with our design team to create a complete furniture layout for your building. So call or come by Louisiana Office Solutions Company on Florida at Lobdell, where everyone is welcome.
At the Bone and Joint Clinic, getting better starts here and stays here. With orthopedic doctors and 8 medical specialties, and same location services from imaging to surgery to full physical therapy. We're the only place you need to be to get back to where you want to be. The Bone and Joint Clinic, treated by experts, treated like family.
Louisiana Office Solutions Company is the complete answer for all your office products and janitorial supply needs. From supplies for school or your home office, to styrofoam cups for your restaurant, to pallets of paper and cleaning supplies for your business. Choose from a large selection of furniture from chairs to desks for office or home, traditional and contemporary styles, or work with our design team to create a complete furniture layout for your building. So call or come by Louisiana Office Solutions Company on Florida at Lobdell, where everyone is welcome.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Bill Vargas in Baton Rouge or David Wilcox in Gonzales today.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, Louisiana Football TV Magazine. Later in the show, we saved the best for last. Jamar Chase, one of the top wide receivers out of Louisiana and in the United States, in my opinion. Archbishop Romo High School, great program. Jay Rolfe will be calling in too. But before we do all that, before our Tell It Like It Is segment, we've got a state championship winner from Welsh High School, the head coach, Coach Richardson. Congratulations, Coach.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate that.
I want to throw a little tidbit out that you probably wouldn't even know about me or my family, but my mom, they go to Houston about once a month to MD Anderson, and they stop on the way back. Guess where they stop to get an ice cream cone every time they come back home?
Dairy Queen.
in Welsh. In Welsh.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a popular spot there.
I've met everybody there, Coach. I've met the mayor, the district, the school board president, everybody. I've seen everybody there but you on my 2 times there. So, but Welsh.
Not hard to find anything.
I'm very impressed with your team, Coach. I watched your team on film. Zach Hayes, what a great quarterback. We've got some film we're going to pull up here from the Superdome from your game. And, Pierce at number 11, the running back, tight end / everything. Unbelievable. And not just these 2 kids, but I'm just talking about because they're seniors. But,
right.
I mean, Zach's so calm. This is him throwing the ball in the end zone over the middle. Here's some more film, but that's not them. But, Coach, what was it like coaching Zach Hayes this whole time as a head coach?
He's a great kid. You know, when 2 years ago he was a receiver, and we were actually under center running split back veer, and we got beat in the semifinals, and we started looking at regrouping and rebuilding, and we looked at him and said, you know, we knew he'd be a good quarterback, and so we switched to this system, and it was built primarily around him. But he's a great kid. He's a 4.0 student, and real smart, makes good decisions, and just a leader on the field.
You know, you earned it on this one. You played one of the most talented teams in the championship game, St. Helena Central, very talented team.
Right. They were a really talented team, and we thought we were going to play them last year in the quarterfinals, and we ended up getting upset in the second round and didn't play them. And then this year, I'd actually talked to Coach Brown a couple of times, and then we ended up playing each other. But they had a tough road getting there. They beat Amite in the quarterfinals, and then beating Faraday, who had 2 LSU commits in the semifinals. So we knew they were a really good football team.
Coach, you're 53-11. Your 5th year at Welsh. What a great record! And what was it like winning this, going back home to Welsh? It's been a long time.
It was, the people. I mean, I was a Stat for one thing. It's been a dream of mine for a long time. But this community here, when I came here, it's a football town, and they've been wanting this for a long time. It's been 25 years since they've been to the Dome, and they've never had a state championship here. And so we said we're going to be greedy when we go. We're going to win, and we were fortunate enough to make enough plays to do that.
I want to brag about number 11. I think he's the best fullback in the state, and I might say / H-back, right, Coach? Multiple, being a little tight end, with great hands.
And look, as good a player he is, he's that great. He's that good a kid too. You're talking about a leader, and he's a 4.0 student, made a 28 on his ACT, and just a super intelligent, physical kid. We had games where he really never touched the football. He might have got one catch or something, but he did all the little dirty things, blocking, and a lot of motioning and things like that set up things for everyone else. Totally unselfish, and one of my favorite kids that I've ever coached.
Now that you won a state championship, do you get a week off of school now?
I wish. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Right. Real exciting. At one time, you knew this, but going into almost the semis, you had Crowley that was still around. Second round, you had Kinder that was still around. Down Interstate, Notre Dame made it. It seemed like everybody coming back, like heading toward Baton Rouge from Lake Charles, Jennings, everybody, every exit, they were still in the playoffs. That says a lot about the area.
Right. There's a lot of good football being played around here right now. And we actually looked at our schedule at one point. I think we had 5 teams that we played on our schedule that were in the quarterfinal round. Going into it, we had played both Kaplan and Jennings, who were semifinal teams in 3A during the regular season, and we were pulling for all those guys, but that schedule definitely helped us to be prepared for the kind of teams we were going to play in the playoffs.
Well, Coach, I know the great thing is winning a title. Now you got to prepare for a new quarterback, but hey, you won that title, and again, congratulations to you. Thanks for taking the time to join us.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
That was Coach Richardson, Welsh High School. Congratulations to the community. What a first state title in the history of the school. Never give up. Your time will come at some point and win one, and it did for Welsh. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got Jamar Chase and Jay Roth, the head coach at Rommel, coach and top prospect from the school for 2018. We'll be right back.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up.
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Carl Morrow or Steve Ward in Baton Rouge today.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too.
But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter.
That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com.
Relief window, experience. Relief window, quality.
At Relief Windows, we believe in precision. That's why we measure twice and manufacture once.
It's crucial any install we do is done the Relief Windows way. We measure twice and manufacture once.
Relief windows.
From a small clog to a major problem. Next time, call a trained Roto-Rooter plumber to fix it.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, Louisiana Football TV Magazine. And in a minute, we'll have Jay Roth call in. If we don't have him already, we've got him. Coach Roth, Lee Burkeen, thanks for taking the time.
Hey, Lee, how you doing?
Good. Are you still cutting the grass on the field? You still do that?
Yeah, I still cut grass. As long as we don't have turf, I'm still, and the grass isn't growing right now, so I kind of miss it.
I love how you and certain coaches in the state won't let anybody touch the field, and I like that. I like that because you know it's going to be cut a certain way, kind of like your own yard at your house. So
You know, one of the greatest compliments I got is one of my players said, the most exciting thing about Rommel football is when Coach Roth cuts the grass.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, it was a positive anyway. But your team did really good this year. Unfortunately, it happens. You know, it's hard to get to the state championship every year. You've been there a few times in the Dome and won championships. I remember going back to your early years. First of all, I want to recognize my condolences to one of your first recruits ever, Darren Parkett, who passed away.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
I remember promoting him, Coach, back when we started in the early years. I know he went to LSU and in Memphis, and I know he was one of your first D1 players, right, way back.
Sure was. We buried him the weekend after Thanksgiving, so thank you very much.
You know, then it goes down to Craig Stelz, Kevin Stelz. You got a receiver at Houston University that's doing well. You got a D tackle at Arkansas that I think is going to be really good next year. You got a couple of them at Arkansas, actually 3 players, right?
That are at Arkansas, yes.
You got 3.
Richardson, Henri Tolliver, Derek Munson, Dwayne Eugene, 4 of them.
Yeah, 4, and then we've got one of your star players here, Jamar Chase, in studio. Jamar, your coach is online. You can say hey to him. You mic'd up.
What's up, Coach? Well, yeah, Jamal, long time no see.
Probably today, but Coach, his rehab's looking good. He's here with his dad, and I mean, it's a tough kid. And what's your thoughts on Jamar compared to some of the great receivers you've coached in the past?
He's right up there with him. I'm going to tell you, he's special. As a coach, I can kind of kick myself in the rear end a little bit. You know, every game, I'd leave every game saying I should have gotten the ball more, should have gotten the ball more. And he was that kind of player. He was a difference maker on the field.
Yeah, I mean, you've had some good receivers. You know, Stephen Dunbar is the one at Houston. And, I mean, you've had some good. I remember back in the early days, you had Benny Mills, D tackle, and Brandon Abdu.
Phil Grayson, Dunbar, David Hensley, and Jamar's followed right in the mold. But Jamar's special. He's a special kind of athlete. He does things gracefully. He does things without much it seems like it's almost effortless, and he can make plays.
Coach, do you see a little Jarvis in him, Jarvis Landry, toughness-wise?
Well, back when Jarvis was playing, the Raiders weren't throwing the ball much, so I don't know if I paid much attention to Jarvis.
Right.
But I just see a young man who's worked hard at his trade, catching the football and being a playmaker, and I know his best football is still ahead of him.
Yeah.
He's still ahead of him. So I'm excited about him, and I'm excited about his future.
Coach, anything to say about the new format, high school, one weekend? Did you like it better?
To tell you truthfully, I didn't go.
Okay.
I didn't watch it. I haven't been to the Dome either since we played or until they get us back together, which might never happen. So I really have no opinion on it because I wasn't there.
I got you. I know your dad, Easton, great man. He's still doing a lot of high school football in Gonzales, and I always enjoyed going up watching your teams in scrimmages or fall games, or going to games and you don't even know I'm there, just watching, staying out of the way, because that's the best thing to do sometimes. But what's it like for spring coming up, Coach? You got to rebuild again, got your quarterback back, but what's your thoughts on this coming season? It's going to start spring.
Well, I'm going to be missing Jamar. That's my biggest problem right now. You don't get many of him come around in 20-some years of coaching, so I got to find a way to replace him. It's going to take a couple of guys. Right now we're just kind of evaluating our offense and our defense and our returning players and our young kids, and going to watch a lot of bowl games, see what a lot of people are doing offensively and defensively. Go to some clinics. And just try to get our team and our players in the best position we can put them in to be successful.
Coach, thanks for joining us.
That's our plan.
Look, have a great Christmas. Thanks for taking the time. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Jay. Thank you.
Lee, thank you, Jamar, and Mr. Jimmy. Be safe, driving home. See y'all.
Okay, guys, that's Jay Roth, one of the best coaches in the state from Archbishop Rom over the last 20 years or so. Great coach. We're going to go ahead and go to our recruits of the week. North Louisiana first. Colby McGee from Airline High School. Look, this guy right here, speaking of receivers, Jamar, he's not the tallest or fastest guy in the state, but on the field, he's fast. He's got a lot of great instincts, just him catching a pass and just going. He hand times 4.5, but on a field 4.3, on grass. Right. Against Santa Ma, the Gators, he had 2 catches in the first half, over 150 yards. He had over 200 yards against Santa Ma in that first play. He kick returned a lot and took a lot of these to the house. Look how smooth he is. I mean, again, football speed to me is way better than hand time speed. This guy barely runs a 4.5, but look how flawless he is. He's smooth. Here's a 91-yard kickoff return during the day on a grass field. Again, he sees the seam open up. Once he gets outside, he's gone. I mean, the guy's Colby McGee, I think a sleeper D1, not being talked up a lot. Again, look, Santa Ma game again from the first play. Same game from the first play. One-on-one, cover 2, he splits the safeties, he's gone. It's not the speed, the hand time speed, and Jamar's very similar to that. I mean, he looks 4.3 on grass, and that's what matters in college football. And the pros. A lot of these guys don't run 4.3s in the pros. More of them, Joe Horn ran a 4.55, 4.6, 4.69. Go ahead and go to our South Louisiana recruit of the week, Zach McKeenan. You might have saw this kid on TV over the weekend, West Feliciana state champs. He's a big D tackle, came in his own. His junior year, he had a little footwork to work on. His senior year, he got it right. He's a 5 flat guy at 300. Now get that, 5 flat at 300, 6'4". But he also is agile. His hips are loose. He can rush the passer. How many 300-pounders rush the passer in high school? Not many. Usually it's the DNs and outside backers, right? Or the safeties, strong safeties. But this guy gets upfield. If he doesn't rush the passer, he takes up 3 blockers. Look at him going in on the quarterback. This guy's quick. He's an SEC guy. Guess where he's committed? ULM in Monroe. They're getting a steal. He'll start for them, barring an injury, when fall drills are done. He'll be a starting D tackle, either at nose guard or the other technique. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to have more of Jamar Chase in 6, but 5, we're going to tell it like it is in our recruiting segment.
Louisiana Office Solutions Company is the complete answer for all your office products and janitorial supply needs. From supplies for school or your home office, to styrofoam cups for your restaurant, to pallets of paper and cleaning supplies for your business. Choose from a large selection of furniture from chairs to desks for office or home, traditional and contemporary styles, or work with our design team to create a complete furniture layout for your building. So call or come by Louisiana Office Solutions Company on Florida at Lobdell, where everyone is welcome.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
At the Bone and Joint Clinic, getting better starts here and stays here. With orthopedic doctors and 8 medical specialties and same location services from imaging to surgery to full physical therapy. We're the only place you need to be to get back to where you want to be. The Bone and Joint Clinic, treated by experts, treated like family.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up!
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent David Bryan in Walker today.
Hi, I'm Lee Burkeen with Tell It Like It Is Recruiting. This week I want to educate mom and dads or just anybody that doesn't understand the recruiting process for BCS 1AA colleges. Now, it used to just be called 1AA. I still say 1AA because there's D1, which is the LSUs, the Tulanes, the Techs, the ULMs, the ULLs. Those are the D1s. But the 1AAs in state are, I'm going to mention those: Southern University, Nicholls State, McNeese State, Northwestern State, Grambling University, and Southeastern. Those are the only 1AA schools that we have. And they only have 63 scholarships. Okay? And if you're a mom and dad out there, 63 scholarships is the only full scholarships on a 1AA program. You know, D1 is 85. They're 63. So they're going to dress 90 kids for a game. But it's to the discretion of the 1AA school. Some 1AA schools only dress 60. Some dress 105. So that means anything over 63, you're not on scholarship. You're on tops. Most of the kids that sign 1AA are going to be on tops because, let's face it, you need 75 to play special teams O and D. Also at 1AA programs, who they compete with to sign kids, D2, D3 prep schools, and even D1, because let's say a kid wants to go BCS 1AA. Let's say they want to go to McNeese in Lake Charles, or let's say they want to go to Northwestern in Natchitoches. They're going to have to choose, do they want to walk on to D1, or do they want to be on tops? Do they want to be on tops and some scholarship money, or just try D1 and go back to 1AA if it doesn't work out? I've helped kids for many years that try and make that decision. Sometimes you have to be good enough to go D1 to be able to have that decision, right? You got to be a D1 guy maybe physically, or you get a shot to go because your grades are real good. D1, if you want to walk on, you got to have really high ACT, GPA scores. Most of the walk-ons they take, the limited number. Same thing with 1AA. If you want to go 1AA, a lot of your walk-ons have to have a minimum score, a minimum GPA to get in and be a walk-on. And people don't really realize that. That's why a lot of the kids don't go, because of the scholarship limits at 63 that's covered on a 1AA program. Great programs, 1AA. You know what the great thing is if you're a mom and dad? you can go 1AA. If you don't have a D1 offer for your son, you go 1AA because if you sign in Louisiana, most of your games are going to be in Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, or Mississippi because the Southland Conference. Most of your 1AA schools, Nichols State's the other one in Thibodaux, are all going to be traveling in conference. You'll have maybe a 4-hour drive, Central Arkansas, Stephen F. Austin, Texas State, all these schools that are 1AA. I want to go ahead and erase this, and before we get to highlights, I want to bring in Jamar Chase. And I told Jamar, I said, let's write your favorite play down. What would be your favorite play, Jamar? Write your favorite play as a wideout. What's your favorite play to go out on a pass? You just say the name of the play.
It would be real gun, H across Z, 7. It's really my favorite route, but the play is nice too.
So when you this play, why is it your favorite play out of all the plays to go out as a wideout?
Because it gives you one-on-one with the cornerback, and it's just you and the cornerback, and it's either you or him, and then it's the whole field, and it's a wide side or it's a shallow side, so you can do them both.
And you've ran many of these, right?
Right.
So there's your O-line.
Right.
Your Z, your H, your slot, your out, your flanker.
X, right, that's why. He'll come across. I'll have the Z7, so it'll be post, then it'll be corner. Everybody back here is a spot, and he'll block on like that, and he'll come block on too.
You gonna get into coaching when you're done?
Nah, but if that comes down to it, I might do that.
This seems pretty easy for you.
Right. It's just a nice 3.
Great job, man.
Thank you.
Did a good. That's Jamar Chase. Jamar, the camera right here. With Archbishop Rummel, we're going to have more of Jamar. Our next thing to talk about is we've got some film on some recruits. Let's go ahead and start showing some of our film. We do this because every week we want to get everybody in. This first guy, Jamar, Jonathan West from Wassman. Check this out. We got 2 plays. He's 5'9", 160, up from Monroe. Look at the hands on this guy, 5'8". Look at him. Look at that cut. You like that cut right at the end zone?
Yeah,
You use that?
yeah,
I've seen
nice.
you've done that before. The next guy, you know this guy, Eddie Smith, Salmon. Eddie, man, he plays everything for Salmon. I think this is a kickoff return. Look at him sky up, man. He's only, what, 6 foot?
Yeah, this is one of my best friends.
Look at the speed on this guy. I mean, he's a good-sized kid. Look at he's holding the ball wrong, but look, he's getting away with it.
Right.
And don't you hate when they call a penalty on a hole when you return it?
He's extremely fast too.
And this is him as a DB. Wow, good hit. He ever hit you like that?
No, he never played against him.
Here's another kid from Bird in Shreveport. I don't think you've seen Bird much, at a 5A school. Here's a running back. Javion Wilson, man, look at the speed on this guy. He's like 5'7", 175. Look at this cut. And we got one more play on Javion Wilson. And that's Michael Gray, Oak Grove in black. 5'11", 200 pounds. Here's one more play on Michael. Look at this guy at 200 pounds, Jamar.
Yeah, he's moving.
Look, that's Kentwood.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a 4'5" guy. We've got two more kids. Kenny Turner. Check this defensive end out from Oak Grove. 6'3", 230. Look at the long arms, Jamar. He's going to be 260 when he's done. He's a raw kid. Look, that's a huge D-line for Oak Grove.
Right.
Look at those D tackles, and those guys are sophomores. This is him going outside. Not bad for a big D end coming outside right here, making a play. Look, he didn't score.
Right.
One more, and this kid, you know him, Tylen Driver from Lakeshore. You've probably seen this guy, right?
Probably have.
D tackle, he was in the dome. They lost to Edna Carr, but I think everybody would have lost to Edna Carr in that division. But 6'2", 295. Look at him on the left side here at D tackle. Look at him fighting. Don't you like your big D lineman to fight?
Right.
Remind me a little bit of the D tackle at Arkansas from Rommel. One more play of him. Look at him running the sideline. Wow. What you think, Jamar?
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's some good stuff, man. We're going to come back. We got more of Jamar Chase from Archbishop Rummel, Lee Burkeen. We'll be back for segment 6. It's going to be me and Jamar Chase. We'll be right back.
This is Brandon Holly, 6'2", former college football player. How many swings will it take him to break through this storm force impact window from Relief Windows? Visit us today or call 288-8138.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent David Bryan in Walker today.
So you got hurt. Well, guess what? It's not the end of your season. It's the beginning of recovery season. At the Bone and Joint Clinic, where you're surrounded by the doctors, staff, and services you need to get back. All the way back. The Bone and Joint Clinic. Treated by experts. Treated like family.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too.
But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter.
That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com.
Still swinging? Get your storm force impact windows from Relief Windows today. Visit our showroom or call 288-8138. 288-8138.
Highlights of Jamar. Jump ball over two defenders for a touchdown. This is what I like, Jamar. You get up and get it. What do you think of that play?
Yeah, practice that whole week.
Here's another one. You take a slant against St. Aug. Your dad's old school, man. The St. Aug break two tackles, jukes, runs for a touchdown. Man, that's the talent St. Aug defense. Those guys, the nose guard number 99 can play. They got some good corners.
Right.
This is a kickoff. You like kickoff returns?
Yes, yes, sir.
Turlings Catholic, playoffs. Pretty good team. You're waiting for your block. I like that. And then you go. Not bad for a guy 200 plus pounds, man, going all the way. That's hard for 180. And then one more, out jumps two defenders again on this play for a big gain. I like how you vertical, because a lot of these receivers in college, they don't get up. They want the ball right in their hands, you know. And, what do you think about, do you ever have college coaches even see that in your game?
Yeah, they always come to me and tell me how they like my film. You know, I can do a lot of different stuff on my film, so that's what they'll tell me.
What do you need to work on, because you're advanced, because you're serious in a good way. You're a serious kid. I like that you said, like you said earlier off there, you zone out and you're just thinking of the ball game.
Right.
You don't think of the crowd, the opponent's band in your ear.
Right.
You know how the team plays a band when y'all get the ball. You don't hear any of that.
Right. Most of the time, I want to work on my speed, you know, coming in and out of my breaks, the simple stuff. I want to get mastered at it, so it'll help my game and take me far.
I would think there's only two districts in the state. You go to North Louisiana when you play West Monroe, Neville, Ruston, or you go to New Orleans in the Catholic League and you play 6-foot corners that are in your face.
Right.
You're used to being jammed on the line.
You know, I have played at some camps. I have been all across the world with Nike opening, and I have won across the best. And you know, they jammed me a couple of times, but it wasn't too serious. And then once I got towards the game, it got easy for me because the competition wasn't as high, but they still were good for me.
Catholic League's got some good DBs.
Right.
What's it like getting hit by a big D tackle in the Catholic League? There's a lot of good ones. Like Dante Carter, St. Aug.
Yeah,
a lot of 350 guys in the middle, right?
Yeah, in the game, I really don't feel nothing. Like, I don't even feel the hits.
Tough.
Yeah, so I just end up on the ground.
You like the Bonic. Man, you're already going to be running, jogging this week after what, 6 weeks?
6 weeks, yes, sir.
Man, your doctors have to be just ecstatic, right?
Yeah.
You got
with me working
college
hard, too.
coaches coming in your house,
Mhm.
and you didn't. I mean, you just getting done with the doctor. You ready for it to end, though? I mean, we talked about that. You kind of ready for it to?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, you know. I just got to keep a straight head and make sure I'm focused with that. But other than that, I'll be okay.
Everybody wants to know this, and I hate even asking you this, but give me your three. You said you got it down to three.
Yeah,
schools.
LSU, Auburn, and Michigan right now.
No order.
No order, just those three.
Michigan, what do you like most about them?
Michigan is just a unique school, you know. It's Michigan. You just hear Michigan and it pops out. But I took my official there and I liked everything about the school, you know. I just loved it.
And you said Oregon?
No, Auburn.
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 Okay, so what do you like most about them besides beating Alabama this past year?
You know, the SEC throw the ball a lot. They had 2 receivers that did good this year. One of them top 5 in receiving yards and catches, so that was pretty amazing to me to see that.
A lot of LSU people in New Orleans. You've met a lot of them.
Right.
What do you like most about the Tigers, being, you know, hometown school?
Yeah, I grew up watching LSU, so, you know, it was always a favorite for me and to watch them play, so that's why I got them in there.
Isn't it kind of hard to grow up sometimes and go to all the games, and then, you know, it is a lot of pressure on a young man.
Right.
To stay in state and go to the home school, and I mean, it's got to be enormous for you, right? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really focus on that too much, you know. I just keep a straight head, make sure I'm humble about everything.
All right, I'm going to say something real quick. Each school, name your favorite alumni receiver from Michigan. What receiver sticks out? Do you have one?
No.
Auburn. LSU.
Odell, Jarvis Landry.
Everybody likes Odell Beckham.
Odell and Jarvis.
Is it the shoes, or is it the one catch with the
Nah,
one
it's
hand?
just one hand catch, that too. You know, he's just an amazing player. Brings
Odell
excitement to the
Beckham,
game.
Brandon LaFell.
Mm-hmm.
There's several in the league, and currently they got some good receivers. They just don't. They lose DJ Chark.
Right.
What do you think of his game?
He's pretty impressive. You know, I went to LSU practice and watched him practice, and DJ Chark, you know, he talks to me a lot and tells me what I need to work on and what I'll do when I get there, if I get there.
Jamar, I don't think LSU's had a receiver as tough as you since Jarvis Landry, the man from Lutcher. I mean, and you know, there's one at TCU from Lutcher too,
right?
Who was a teammate, and several others. But thanks for joining us tonight. Good luck with your choice.
Right, thank you.
We're out of time. I enjoyed having Jamar. His dad, who went to St. Aug, I got to give him props. The St. Aug, and he says Jamar doesn't believe him fully about the old days, how they dominated, but St. Aug dominated back in the 70s. And we'll be back next week. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next week. Thanks to Superior Grill, Louisiana Fish Fry. We'll be back later tonight, all week long in the state. We'll talk to you later.